Welcome, everybody, to the broadcast. It is so good to have all of you here tonight. Welcome, folks. Here we are. It is Wednesday. We're playing some more Final Fantasy XIV tonight. I hope you all have had a fantastic week so far, and a good holiday if you were fortunate enough to get one.
Sharpie 110.
RC Duke with the 56-month resub at the tier 2. Thank you so much for the 56 months of support, RC Duke. The very generous tier 2, 56 months. 4 more months for the 5 years. You had the day off, nice. Hard to believe it's almost been 5 years. Yeah, exactly. 4 more months for 5 years. Welcome back. Strawberry Sunday says Dawn Trail next week. Let's go. That's right. We are eagerly awaiting the Dawn Trail. Eagerly awaiting it. Next, what, Friday? Is what they said? Next Friday? Is that when it releases? Do I do like a... Wait. If it's on Friday, do I do like a 24-hour stream? The first time you saw my stream... We were doing E8S. E8S. E8S was 5 years ago. Yeah, that was 2019. Yeah. Exactly. Man. We were doing Rama, huh? No, E8 was, Shiva. Wow. That's great. Yeah, that's good, man. 5 years ago, I was doing Shiva. There's no such thing as early access, that's just PR nonsense. Oh, okay, alright, I got it. Got it. It's alright. No one's gonna make you feel guilty or anything for starting a few days before everybody else, Strawberry. That's just, you know, just demonstrating your fandom. Just say that. Your commitment to the game. That's funny. That's great. I watched one of the trailers. I don't know if I watched the one that people are saying is a spoiler, but I watched one of the trailers. It was pretty good. I'm looking forward to it. It's the same price for early access compared to full access, only it's a pre-order. Yeah, true. It just depends on when you buy it. I did buy the collector's edition. The digital collector's edition. Digital deluxe or whatever it's called. I didn't get the one with like a statue or anything like that. Yeah, because the Final Fantasy XIV is just that generous. No charitable organization, Square Enix, giving away early access if you just buy it for full price beforehand. Wow. It's very generous of them to do that, you know? Alright. Wow. I'm shocked. I had dental work done today, by the way. I had a filling replaced earlier. I can kind of feel it with my tongue. But, it went pretty well. It was very smooth. It was only like a half-hour procedure. You know, it wasn't anything complicated. And I will say that, that numbing agent makes it really hard to talk. Your teeth always feel funky. They're doing weird things to your teeth. Yeah, well, that's their job. It's their job to do weird things to your teeth. And hopefully your teeth are better after the experience than they were before the experience. Yeah, it was a very small thing. It was just replacing a filling I've had for 20 years. Something like that, maybe more. It was an old silver filling. Okay, but yeah, the reason I mentioned that is I can feel There's like a little bit of pain up here as the anesthesia is wearing off. So we'll see. I might not talk as much as I normally do tonight. Okay, let's get started. Let me log into the game. I do want to level up some more tonight. Get at least 3 levels out of the way. That'll put us at 85, I think, by the end of the night. If I have to call it early, thanks. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't know. I don't think it'll be that bad. I don't think I'll have to stop. If I do, then I'll definitely say something. Nothing's worse than trying to hold in pain while you broadcast. Man, I have definitely done that before. I've definitely broadcasted through pain before. It is not fun. Like, when I was playing Diablo 4, I played through Diablo 4 one of the weeks when I was out, right? Not out, but like off of work. I took like 5 days vacation from work. I ended up playing all of Diablo 4, and I played it during the day. I was playing it during the day, which I normally don't do. I was playing like really long streams, like 12, 16 hours, and then going to bed, and then doing it again the next day. And what I didn't tell anybody at the time was, no matter what I did, like no matter what position I was sitting in, I had this horrible pain, like right in my ribs, my right ribs. So I was like visibly shifting myself like repeatedly during those broadcasts. And God, it was so bad. It was so uncomfortable. So I try to make myself as like comfortable as possible so I can actually, you know, stream and enjoy it. Also, apparently, during that period of time, I learned that if I have more than 1 cup of coffee in a short period of time, I give myself just horrible, horrible stomach pain. That was at the same time. It was like too much coffee and sitting in my chair weird somehow, for whatever reason, was just giving me some seriously bad like side pain in my ribs. If I need a tank or DPS, yeah, sure. Sulu usually DPSs. I don't know if, or I'm sorry, tanks. I don't know if Sulu is around, but yeah, if you want to jump in, Duke, just send me a tell. I'll send you an invite. You had another streamer friend that had the displeasure of a root canal and tried streaming on the same day. A root canal? Wow, that's yeah, that's something. It's like having your wisdom teeth pulled and then trying to stream on the same day. I mean, you can, if you want to pity farm from your audience, I suppose. But you won't be able to talk. It would really, really hurt. Root canal is like serious dental surgery. I'm made of only muscle? I just pulled a muscle, exactly. That's really it. I have been, like, getting into exercise lately. Like, much more than I have in the past. And I've been doing that for the last 2 or 3 months now. So far, you've been blessed with no wisdom teeth issues. I hope it stays that way too, Strawberry. The stories you've heard terrify you? Man. It has to get done. Like, before I had my wisdom teeth pulled, the pain was just like, it's just this chronic, constant pulsing sensation in your mouth, right? So it basically, when you know it's time to get your wisdom teeth pulled, you know, your body tells you. Because it just really is uncomfortable and it hurts a lot. And, so I went to the dentist, I had him pulled out, and then I had some complications afterward that made it, like, more, it took longer to recover and made it more painful than it should have been. I also recall trying to, like, it's a good thing I had my family there to help take care of me because, man, I was a mess. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't drive. I was in college at the time. So it was a real struggle. You had your wisdom teeth removed 4 years ago? Wasn't too bad, but it was weird. Yeah. I'm glad to hear it wasn't too bad for you. I think for everybody that I hear that had a hard time, I hear somebody else that says it wasn't an issue, Strawberry. So if you ever do need to get them removed, it's just a 50-50. It'll be fine, right? You win those in gacha all the time. Your dentist mentioned that you might be one of the rare 1/3 of the population that may not have wisdom teeth. You haven't had any wisdom teeth yet. It's interesting. Interesting. Well, when they do their x-rays, can't they tell? Or do they not just x-ray that part of your mouth? We're not friends on my main accounts. Okay. What ward is my plot in? Let's find out. 10th ward, plot 2. Home of the Saint of the Firmament, Master Caster, Black Mage Extraordinaire, and Ucinta Lovenox. Apparently I was feeling quite full of myself that day. Needs to be Grandmaster Caster? Dude, the things I need to do to get the Grandmaster Caster title are not easy. Alright, I think it's 10 more fish. I'm pretty sure. I think it's 10 more fish. Sent me a friend request. Okay. Friend list. Where's the friend request? Oh, is it down here? I need to go through this again and see if I actually have people that are no longer around. There's a lot of folks that are... Yeah, I think I actually recognize most of these people. I recognize most of them. How's it going? Okay, what we're doing, we're looking at the Grandmaster Caster achievements. Can I search this? Is this searchable? It's go big or go home 16, right? Yeah. Yeah, I need 10 more. I need to catch 10 more fish in A Realm Reborn, Heaven's Word, or Stormblood. 10 more big fish. You're gonna be on a little bit to help out? Okay, Sulu, no worries. Just trying to... I'm going through a little bit of, fishing right now. I used to have at one point like a shopping list of the fish that I still needed. Alright, hang on one second. I'm going to see if I can figure out which fish I still need. So it is, oh god. Hang on. The Carbuncle plushie website works for fish tracking. Yeah, I'm using that. But as far as I know, you can't just like plug it in and it'll figure out which ones you need, right? If I can I log in with my character? Yeah, there's no way it'll be able to tell which ones I have. I have to do that manually. Or is there a way for it to do that automatically? Because honestly, right now... Yeah, okay, track it manually. Right. Right now I'm like... I think I know some of the ones I need, but I honestly don't recall all of them. Like, I know I need the sea butterfly. There's like some stupid shark that I need as well. And I know I need the ruby dragon. The question is, can I filter this by... Hang on a second. Let's put this over here. Do it like that. This there. We'll do this. Okay. Okay, so the question is, can I filter it by location? Yeah, so I definitely need these two. Sea butterfly, ruby dragon. I've never been able to catch either of these. The sea butterfly seems like it would be pretty easy, but I have had very, very little luck with it. Okay, this has got to be an easier way to do this. Filter by expansion. Cross-check with your fishing log. How do I filter by expansion? Oh, here we go. Filter by expansion. Stormblood 4.5. Alright, let's get rid of all this Shadowbringer stuff. All the Endwalker stuff. Want these 3 expansions. Display caught or uncaught? Uncaught. Okay. How do I tell it I've caught it or not? Do I have to click on it? Just click this button. How does it know it's me? Am I logged in? Advanced settings. That's what that is. I forget what this is. What this button does. It's based on your browser cookies. Oh god. So if I ever clear my browser cookies, I'll lose all of the things that I've caught. Alright, let's take a look at my journal. Fishing log. Alright, let's see. I guess I have to look at all of this and figure out what I haven't caught. I don't think this is a big fish. This is just a regular fish. Same with that one. What is this? The long climb? Is it Thunder Guts? I think it might be Thunder Gut. Have I not caught that one? I haven't caught that one. Yeah, Thunder Gut in the long climb. Pin that. Pin that. Can't believe Sharp is using a third-party site on stream. You're right. You're right. What is the world coming to? Hello, Sketch. I mean, if it would tell me which fish I need to finish this achievement, I wouldn't need to use a third-party tracker. I could actually just do all of that in the game, but here we are. The Arms of Mead? Lily of the Valley? Lily of the Vale. Alright, hang on. Mock Oogle. Sea Butterfly, that's the one. Sea Butterfly. So that's 3. There's 7 more to go. I'm supposed to go to Final Fantasy 14 players and ask them personally if they have experience with the fish that I want. That sounds terrible. Okay. Right. Yep. 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 What's this? Is a red one a rare one? Do I need that? I've caught the flare fish. Is this one I need? What is this? Kurthus Western Highlands. The bishop fish? Is that what it is? It is the bishop fish. Okay, I guess I'm just going to track that just in case I need it. Oh, there's the bishop fish. That's not it. That's something else. I don't know what the difference is between these green ones and these red ones. Which of these do I need that count towards the achievement? Okay, let's see. Sea of Clouds. This is Az's Law. Oh, this is just Sea of Clouds, and then Az's Law. So, Mock Oogle Island. This actually might, like, the red ones actually might count, because this is the Sea Fairy, or the Sky Fairy, or whatever it's called. The thing that I need to catch, like, this, and then I use them both, and then I catch something else. Sea Butterfly. That thing. That's that right there. Alright, call the stuff in Az's Law. There's something here. In this zone. Gervanian Forelands. This one. The Iron Feast. Thunder Scale? That must be it. Yeah, Thunder Scale. The Unconditional. Also something I have not caught. Because it's only up for like 2 minutes. Urabania. Grim and Enid. Is that the... It's not the Bond Splitter. Is it the... It's the Drepanaspis. The Drepanaspis. Okay, that's one. Got it. Loxeld. Is it the Stethecanthus? Is that what that is? I think it's the Stethecanthus. Or it might be something else. There's like a lot of things that spawn at Loxeld. You get the Sculptors. Diamond Eye. Alright, it might be Diamond Eye. I have Pearl Eye. I have Diamond Eye. Okay. I got Diamond Eye already. It has to be the Stethecanthus then. Yeah. Ruby Price, obviously the Ruby Dragon. Prism Lake. Oh. God, yeah. What? I'll never catch this. The Warden of the Seven Hues? I remember trying to get that on stream at some point. Like, several times. You have to get 3 of, like, 1,000,000 different types of fish. And then it spawns. Datharl Ka. That should be the... unconditional. Yep, that's that right there. And then Norvrant. Okay, so that's it. That should be all of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't need that one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 8. Well, this is a good start. Finally pre-ordered the expansion. Hello, Ada. Welcome. Congrats on pre-ordering. Congrats on your investment in the future. The good old Warden. Yeah, Warden of the Seven Hues. You had it on your last hook, the last second, but it said the fish got away. Oh, come on, man. I'm sorry to hear that. Congrats on losing money. You're not losing money, you're investing money. You're investing money in entertainment. Okay, I'll find the other ones at some point. But I think, what is that, 8? Did I say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? That seems like a good start. And then I can go from there. The Ruby Dragon is up in 2 days at 6:41 p.m. Alright, thanks for your patience. Ruby Dragon had 2 windows at 4:21 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. Pacific this morning. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, what do you do in that case? Are you actually going to get up at 4 a.m. to fish in Final Fantasy XIV on a holiday? I mean, maybe, but come on. Give me a break. You cannot DC travel nor world visit during Dawn Trail early access. Sorry to hear that. Unless you go to Dynamis. Yeah, who wants to do anything at 4 a.m.? Oh, you're using your cowboy glam on your warrior? Looks good. Looks good. We're all ready to get started? You either go to the newer DCs they're released, or you go to the Oceanic servers. Interesting. Until 7.0.1. Per the notes. Oh, gosh, wow. So their way of encouraging people to go to their less busy data centers is to prevent people on busier data centers from moving around. It's pretty messed up. Criticize that shield. It's a big shield. Sitting through a 2,000 person queue on Crystal versus sitting through a 100% queue on Dynamis. Yeah, just do it on Dynamis and then data center travel back. Oh, somebody mentioned that you need to do your... It's time to do your Wondrous Tales if you're going to do that. By the way. So for those of you that are doing Wondrous Tales, make sure you do that. You would pick the 2000 so you can play other games? I would pick the 2000 so I can play my Power Wash Simulator on stream. Obviously the 2000 player queue so you can play Power Wash Simulator, exactly. Strawberry and I are on the exact same page, I love it. I mean, it is like the best queue game of all time, so yeah. I don't doubt it. Now they have all kinds of other things you can do in Power Wash Simulator. Like you can power wash... I thought I saw somebody post something about them being able to power wash like Warhammer 40k machines and stuff like that. Which honestly sounds amazingly cool. That's a whole DLC? Nice. That sounds like a lot of fun, I'll be honest. They have a Mechanicus DLC. You can power wash parts of Back to the Future stuff, like Hill Valley or the DeLorean. I'll say, those guys have got some great creativity. It's like they're aware that their game gets used in that way, so they set up collabs to make it more enjoyable. Might play Holocure this time around instead of Power Wash Simulator. Holocure is a lot of fun too. Maybe it's time for me to check out the Contra expansion of Vampire Survivors. Does anybody else find it like really weird that the first like Konami crossover that Vampire Survivors does is Contra and not Castlevania? Does anybody else find that odd? I feel like something happened there. I don't know. Like, somebody's feelings were hurt that this Vampire Survivors game was more popular than their Castlevania game has been for the last 2 decades. You play Holocure on your Steam Deck? It's a good time. I really enjoyed it. When I played it, it was still in early access, and it was the content was very limited. Not a lot going on there, but it was a good time. Uh-oh. I've been seized! Help! Still seized. There we go. You thought Konami was pachinko machines? I mean, they're doing other things. It's not like anything serious. It's a lot of remakes and remasters and stuff like that. They're not just pachinko machines, but it's mostly pachinko machines. They also make some slot machines for other markets too that aren't pachinko. I don't know why they don't make like Castlevania themed. Oh, you know what? I do know why they don't make Castlevania themed slot machines, because there are laws against making slot machines that appeal to children. Uh-oh. The Tomb Raiders are here. I hope you get to hose off one of those Mechanicus skulls. Give them their once per decade mandated shower. I can't wait for, man, I'm really excited for Space Marine 2. Oh man, did anybody here play Space Marine 1? Back when it was like, what is that, THQ? I think it was THQ, maybe Nordic? Might have just been THQ regular, but anyway. It was excellent. That game is so good. And maybe I'll play, oh, here's a thought. Maybe I'll play Honkai Star Rail while I'm waiting in queue. I just started doing the new, like, challenging content, the new endgame stuff. I still need to get 3 stars on the last round. I was only able to get... I'm like 50 points away. You need 6,600 points to get maximum score. And I think I got, 6,500 or something like that. Oops, that is not the spell I wanted to use. I mean, you get Cardia, but you already had Cardia. Alright, what do we do here? Do we just, like, click both of these pedestals? It's a new game. Yeah, Space Marine 2 is a new game. And it looks awesome. Also, did anybody here play the Castlevania, speaking of Castlevania, the Castlevania Lords of Shadow games from like 2013 or something like that? It was a while back. They were actually really good. I quite enjoyed it. You hope there's a mechanic for getting your own Tau girlfriend? Aren't the Tau just a bunch of machines? Why don't you just build your own? Like IRL. They're aliens. Yeah, I know, but aren't they machine aliens? Which species am I thinking of in Warhammer 40k that's a bunch of machine aliens? If it's not the Tau. They're biological. Okay, so which species am I thinking of that's a bunch of machine aliens if it's not the Tau? So I'll commend the Dragoon. Congrats, Dragoon. They're like Gundams? Aren't Gundams mechanical? Are you saying they're like biological Gundams? I'm talking about the Necromancer Egyptian zombie Terminators. The Necrons. Is that it? Am I talking about the Necrons? Are these things like flutes? What is this? Huh. The Necrons. Ah. Nice. Necromancer Egyptian zombie Terminators. Yeah. It's the best. Hey, Northcross. Gundam, as in they have robots that are manned by biological aliens. Okay. Okay, got it, got it, got it. Black Mesa just stood there. Man, look at everything die. So fast, I love it. Have trapped gods they use as weapons. The lore for Warhammer 40k is insane. I love it. I love playing all of the games for Warhammer 40k because it's like a whole new weird experience every single time. I love the Necrons and the Mechanicus rivalry. I guess there would be a rivalry there, huh? Space Marine 2 looks like it'll be good. It does. It does. 100%. Secretly, the Mechanicus love the Necrons because they're bros, but they have to publicly hate them because they're Xenos, right? Yeah. Because apparently everybody that's a Xeno is, like, super, super bad and evil. Well, I get it. I get it. They have to tell everybody that. That way they can, like, really focus the human species into focusing on survival in a universe that definitely wants to see them dead. They're also mega fascists. Yeah, that's true. They are. Giga fascists. Have to foster some us versus them mentality. Death to the Xenos. Yeah, I'd love to see how the lore evolves. Can anyone recommend any, like, good Warhammer 40k books to read? Feeling like some grimdark fantasy these days. Gaunt's Ghosts series is a classic if you like the Imperial Guard. Yeah, I think they're fine. I always like the Space Marines more because they're just so, like, I don't know, iconic for Warhammer 40k. But I do have a special place in my heart for the Imperial Guard and all of their canonry. Follow a YouTuber with a Warhammer podcast that goes over a lot of lore and stories. Nice. There's a lot to go over there. There's a lot of... It's like really built up over time. Given that it's... How old is Warhammer 40k now? It's like 40 years old or something like that? Was it in the 80s that there was made? I think it was the 80s, right? October 1987. Yeah, so what, we're coming up on the 40th anniversary? That's pretty cool, actually. Don't worry, Black Mage, I've got you, man. Oh, oh, wow. Cutting it close, but that was pretty slick. I like it, man. You would love to paint minis and try that game? Try the game, but you don't have the money or the space for the figures. I get it. I get it. It is very expensive. It's an expensive hobby. Interesting fantasy Warhammer setting. The Go Trek and Felix series is one of your favorite fantasy series, full stop. I'll check that out. I'll check that out. I feel like we should have a book section of the Discord. Well, I actually think we did at one point have a book section on the Discord, specifically for things like this, but it was like not many people used it. So yeah, those are good recommendations. Thank you. Most people these days don't read books as much. Yeah, there's a lot of other media to keep you entertained, I think. You have to be very intentional about book reading. There's just so much other stuff you can now use to fill your time. Warhammer Book Club. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? I feel like that'd be pretty fun. But yeah, the miniature game can get very involved, especially if you really like, if you get into the hobby of painting minis, it can be, there's a lot of layers to it. Henry Cavill's a nerd just like all of us. Yeah, that's what I like about him. He makes no secret of his hobbies. Whereas I think other people might avoid them because they're seen as unprofessional or immature. He's like, hell yes, I like building computers. Hell yes, I like playing video games and you know, Warhammer. Hell yes, I do that. He makes it part of his identity. And that makes him just a lot more genuine than other folks in that same space. This is the guy that dropped out of being Geralt because they refused to follow the source material. Yep, exactly. That's right. I think the curse of Henry Cavill is that, like, he cares a lot about the source material and does a lot of homework to make sure that he's performing the role to the best of his ability. But at the same time, the other people that are involved just want to make a show. They don't care. So it's like, he gets punished for being too involved with the source material. He was addicted to WoW? Yeah, there were a few people that were addicted to WoW. Like, high visibility celebrities addicted to World of Warcraft. What was the name of that girl that was on that 70s show? Wasn't she like a big World of Warcraft player for a long time? I assume you've seen him talk about WoW and how he was almost not Superman. I haven't seen that, no. Was it his addiction that kept him from almost being not Superman? That's actually, wow. It's a quick short. Would I like to check it out right now? You mean do like a live on-stream react to your social media content? Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Give me the link.
But the first time you got the call that you could play Superman, what was your...
Wait, how do I pause this? There we go. We gotta share with everybody, with the class. How do I resize this garbage? There we go. This, oh my god, this window. This is just not cooperating. Okay, there we go. There we go. React streamer, this is it, man.
But the first time you got the call that you could play Superman, what was your reaction?
Well, the first time I got the call, I actually missed it. I was I was playing World of Warcraft at the time, and I had my priorities straight.
Wait a minute. You were home. It's not like you weren't home. You were home, but you were playing World of Warcraft, and the phone rings, and you're like, I'll get that later?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get that later. And I was playing, it was an important part of a particular dungeon that I was going through.
Yeah, that's right.
And
he's got his priorities
it's cool
straight.
now that I'm Superman.
Yeah.
And then I looked across at the last moment, and I saw Zack Snyder's name on the phone, so I grabbed the phone and then missed it.
Right.
And so I called him back immediately and said, I'm really sorry, I was saving someone's life. And
that's right.
I missed your call.
That's
Which
right.
is what I do all the time.
And yeah, then he gave me the news.
But the first time...
Wow, amazing. Listen, this is a guy that has his priorities straight, okay? If you're in a dungeon, if you're online and you're playing a game like that, you have made a commitment to those other people for that time. You have to sit there and you have to respect that commitment, right? You can't just AFK just because Zack Snyder's calling you on the phone. No. I was trying to resize the just the browser window. For whatever reason, they couldn't get the diagonal resize to show up. So I eventually just had to resize it myself. Like, I had to left resize and top resize down to what would have just been a diagonal resizing. BRB, I'm getting a call to be Batman. Yeah, that's right. I've got Zack Snyder on the phone, folks. Hey, time out. Sorry. I know I've committed to you. I set aside 30 minutes of my time so I can focus on this dungeon, but I have to take this call. BRB. I think he told his party afterward? I mean, even if he did, no one would believe him. It would get the same reaction as if he said, yeah, BRB, my goldfish is on fire. That's the exact same response. Like, sorry guys. I had Zack Snyder on the phone. I'm about to be Superman. So, you know, like, I had to take a call. That's just, there's no way anyone would believe you.
There is no turning back!
Hey, Tower Slayer, how's it going? Welcome.
Steel yourself!
Oh, you're screwed. He slam dunked the White Mage, the healer. I'm just glad we both didn't die at the very beginning of the trial like last time. So glad I got those two vistas done. The two in Kugani that are such a pain in the ass. Now I'm off. Offer for those blue mages and self-destruct to get up on the lamp post vista. What? I was with you right up until the blue mage part. Because I think I know which vistas you're talking about. But then I feel like I got lost in the syntax. I'm not entirely sure how to deal with what you're saying. I know there's that one Kugane Vista that's on the lamppost that you have to climb the building to get to. Do you have a favorite Final Fantasy XIV class or two? Yeah, my absolute top favorite is none other than the Black Mage. I'm a big Black Mage fan. Second favorite? It's like everything else is tied for a second. More or less. I think my second favorite right now is Reaper. I don't know, it's so hard to say, because it's like, I play a little bit of everything.
Trembles before my might. Behold, fury given forth.
If Henry Cavill ever played Final Fantasy XIV, you bet he'd make a Lalafell. I think he would. I think he has a Lalafell personality. Yeah, for sure.
is a ceaseless torrent.
This extreme is insane. I've done the extreme trial for this like 2 times. Way back in the day. Blue Mage can self-destruct to kill themselves, and then you res them onto the Vista. Oh, yeah, okay. That's nice of you to do that. If it were me, I would make them go through the same suffering I did to get there. Oh, the other Vista's at the top of the tower. Got it. Okay. Yeah, I think I got the lamppost Vista the second time. My second time up there.
To ashes with you. Impressive. Very well, I shall bring all to bear.
Took you 4 tries? Yeah. Regardless of how many tries, as long as if it's more than 1, it feels so bad.
Lightning Sear. Tempest Surge.
Uh-oh. Where's that Nisinta guy? I gotta heal him.
Lightning Sear. Steel yourself.
I was wondering if the summoner was going to die because he got rezzed and then tried to do something instantaneously. That was going to be my guess there.
Tempest Surge.
Did I ever play Baldur's Gate 3? Yes. I played Baldur's Gate 3 co-op with Gagolian over the course of like 3 months last year. Oh my god. What is this? Are we all screwed? We're all screwed. That's fine. What the hell? How is that even fair? That's unfair.
You are stronger than I dared hope.
Who's getting the Vomes? Somebody's just eating Vomes. I saw that over there.
Tempest Surge.
Come on, hit me with the thing. There we go. Did we manage to beat it? Yeah, we finished the whole thing. It's been a chill night of magic and stopping by while I do some pixel art. Hey, nice, man. How was the magic? Did you get a lot of success? The flavor text on the debuff when you're falling is decided absence of terra firma is inhibiting the use of actions. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. You must have terra firma in order to use actions. We haven't gotten a new Far East themed armor in a very long time. I'm trying to think about the last one that we got. Is the last one that we got from Storm? No, it wasn't Storm. Was it Stormblood? Was it Stormblood? Like one of the savages had a Eastern themed armor set. The Ronkin variant dungeon has Eastern clothing. Ah, okay. Lost most matches tonight, but you were learning Magic the Gathering online, and the deck you were playing was fun, so it's all good. Yeah, nice, man. I'm glad you had a good time with it. So you weren't playing MTGA, you were playing MTGO? You told your friend you live on the lamppost now? After the amount of work it takes to get up there, I don't blame you. It's a really hard challenge to get up to the top of that stupid tower. So I mean, might as well just live there. MTGO is the only place to play some of the older formats. Oh, okay, got it. Do you think it's because MTGA it would just take too much time to add them in? I've always wondered that. Like, why don't we have an actual Magic the Gathering game, which is just Magic the Gathering, and not more than one? Where, like, some of the features are in one and some of them are in another? Is it just because there's so many cards, or what's the deal there? I feel like it would make a lot of money. The backlog of mechanics is quite large. Yeah, I guess that would make sense. The new hub city has a jump puzzle? Good. Oh, thank goodness, man. What I was missing was a hub city with a jump puzzle. This game needs more jump puzzles. We need like a seasonal jump puzzle. Every 2 weeks, just release a new one. Healing while DPSing is mega overpowered. The raw amount of cards it took them like half a decade to make Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel because they had to make all the old cards available. Okay, okay. Is Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel good? I'm assuming people actually play it, right? And enjoy it. And it's like, is that the canonical Yu-Gi-Oh! Game? I think there's also another Yu-Gi-Oh! Game out there. is good enough. All right. Well, that's a glowing endorsement, gotta say. Not really financially viable to add all the cards for the sake of it, so they only add cards to MTGA when they can also run them for drafts. This means adding in all the cards and not just the good ones. Ah. Got it. So many cards and mechanics would be a huge task for them to do it. There's a lot of time. They could take time. They just have to do it, you know? But then again, I guess there's no real other benefit aside from allowing people to play old formats on their computer. There's this big conversation going on in the fighting game community about, like, PC versus PlayStation for fighting games in tournaments. And I expect it's probably, well, it's not like the same thing, but it's like similar. Why replace something that works so well with something that works kind of like not quite as well? MTGA monetization is also a mess. So, wait. What is the monetization for MTGO? Is it just free? How do you pay for cards in that game? What I don't like about Master Duel is that it's not up to date with the current format. It's always about a year behind the physical game in terms of card releases. Seems like a long time. Seems like a long time to be able to add more mechanics and cards to the game. Master Duel is fun. I think it does a good job of being an online version of the physical TCG, and the main problem is that the cards get delayed releases. Getting cards can be a hassle compared to the physical versions. See, this is why you just need to link the two, right? If you have a physical card, you should have the card inside of the virtual game. Just put like a QR code on it, and there you go. Just like open up a starter pack, and then check in all your cards, and then there you go. Easy. Problem solved. You're welcome, everybody. In MTGO, the cards are owned and can be traded and sold between players. There's a whole secondary market to it. Interesting. So it's like quite literally a virtual version of the real thing. I'm talking about chaotic. What is chaotic? MTGO has card rental services? You pay a monthly fee and borrow cards? Wait, what? That's interesting. I'm gonna rent some cards. Wow. Cards are considered digital objects that can be owned. So they're NFTs. They're all NFTs. All the cards are NFTs. That's pretty interesting. You use a rental service, lets you play your decks more flexibly. That's wild. That's really wild. They delay it so people feel forced to buy the physical cards to play the current meta, and then eventually buy them again later on when released to Master Duel. Magic the Gathering Online invented NFTs. Yeah, apparently. I guess they knew about NFTs and how that whole thing was going to work out before anybody else had any clue. It's honestly quite impressive. Oh my god. I think it might be time to get a new mouse. Yeah, I think it might be time to get a new mouse. Paid $35-ish a month to play any deck under $400. I don't use an MMO mouse. I use it's a Razer wireless mouse. But powering it up, like charging the thing, is such a hassle. It comes with this like little mount. You put it on, and obviously the mount has RGB because it's Razer. And it has these two little prongs that are supposed to plug into your mouse to power it up, and it just doesn't work. Like half the time, it doesn't make a good connection. So it just feels like I have to reseat. I have to seat it and reseat it and reseat it constantly until it actually decides to charge. Yeah, I haven't used an MMO mouse in probably over 20 years. I don't see the need for it. They're big and fat, and I don't like them. I used to use it when I played World of Warcraft, like, back in 2008. Well, I guess that's less than 20 years. 16 years. Yeah, 2008 or so is right around when I last used an MMO mouse. Boom. Boom. MMO mice are so good. Hard disagree. It's like, what? You've got plenty of keys on your keyboard. What could you possibly need to put on your mouse? If you have that many buttons that you need to use your keyboard and your numpad, because it basically just puts your numpad on your mouse, then, like, what kind of MMO are you playing anyway? You have easier access to thumb buttons? Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm not gonna argue. It's just personal preference. I don't like it, and I stated why. I think it's a waste. And you like it. That's fine. You have short fingers? I only ever use, like, I mean, I guess I don't really have, like, super long fingers, but I don't necessarily, like, jam-pack my keyboard with a bunch of keybinds. It's not like I use 5 and 6 and Shift 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 and 9 across my numpad or my F keys at all or anything like that. So if you, I mean, listen, if you enjoy it, that's great. You're going to like make up reasons to use it, and that's totally fine. I don't like it. I'm not going to use it. And you know, when you say it's great, I mean that's a good statement for yourself. I'm glad you like it, and I'm glad it works for you. I, on the other hand, prefer smaller mice with lower profiles that are lighter and easier to use. So I've grown beyond the necessity of having that complexity in my life. Yeah, thanks for the group. That was a lot of fun, Duke. How do you bind your abilities? Do you use Shift and Control? I do use Control, so I saw that Northcross has trouble using that, so my current ability binds would not work for anybody without the ability to press the left control button. You like the MMO mouse because you're a psycho that made their push to talk Shift. So now any Shift modifiers are done. Yeah, that's Got it. Your push to talk modifier is shift. That's gonna make it hard. That is a really cute outfit. Yeah. So on my mouse, I mean, you can see my mouse keybinds down here. Mouse forward, mouse 5, shift mouse forward, mouse 5, shift mouse 3 for my mounts. Like that's all I need. That's really it. In order for me to really use a MMO mouse, I would have to take half of what's on my, maybe even like this entire bar, and put it onto thumb buttons. So yeah, I don't really like that. Being able to pick and choose your peripherals is epic. It is epic, and it also makes it hard for people, I think. Because you have to really think about where to put your, how to structure your buttons. How to logically group them together. If there's some standardization, it gets easier because it's like everybody has the same experience. Consoles are that way. Consoles they all have the same button layout. You can move buttons around and stuff like that, but like they're all the buttons are in the same spot. But for Sage, for instance, especially for Final Fantasy XIV, I figure this is a pretty big issue. It's like here's 20 buttons. They all do different things. Now put them on your keyboard in a way that makes it so you can play the class effectively. So you have to like really sit down and think, okay, well, how do I actually press my buttons? Which ones are the AoE heals and which ones are the single target heals? Which ones are the DPS buttons? Which ones do I need to press frequently versus less frequently? Which ones do I have to press in a particular order that are, combo buttons? Which ones do I need to press in an emergency? So I put them on something that's really easy to, like someplace that's really easy for me to reach. It's a unique challenge, and I think that sometimes when people struggle with classes, it's because I'm convinced it's because they don't have their buttons laid out in a way that enables them to succeed. Yeah, exactly. It really forces you to think about how you play the game and how you intend to play the game. All right, let's do a. Oh, let's do the Tower of Babel. Hell yeah, let's do that. If you're ready. Have I tried a controller with Final Fantasy XIV? Yeah, I used to play with controller. I used to play only with controller, actually. I haven't used a controller since not Stormblood, Heavensward. And the reason I stopped was I decided to start raiding. So, at the time, I was raiding in World of Warcraft. In World of Warcraft, you had to use mouse and keyboard. And when I'm playing with a controller, I feel less like engaged with the game. When I'm playing with mouse and keyboard, I feel much more locked in, if that makes any sense. Plus, at the time, there was this like big stigma between keyboard and mouse users and like gamepad users, particularly in MMOs, and really it had to do with like camera control and movement. Didn't I use a controller for fishing in the firmament? Yeah, I use a controller whenever I'm gathering. Or crafting. Because I don't want, like, when I'm mouse and keyboard, I'm like sitting up, I'm just sitting there, I've got like, just different posture and just different ways of engaging with the game. When I've got my gamepad, I'm like sitting back, pretty chill, it's in my lap. It's a completely different experience. Don't think I needed a 14-button mouse until Final Fantasy 14 because it has so many buttons. There are certain classes that I can see I would be more convinced of than others. It's way overkill for a summoner, but I feel like for a paladin, it actually might be the play. Because paladins just have so many buttons. I don't know why they have so many buttons. You guarantee not one person has the same setup? Yeah, exactly. They might even use the same approach, like the same philosophy for setting up their keys, and then come up with a totally different solution. Let's see. Controller is a perfectly fine method to play the game. That's right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's designed for controllers. People have finished the highest tier content in the game with controllers. Yeah, it's nothing against that. There's all kinds of ways to play this game. So, it's like, I try not to be too picky about it. I've seen people clear ultimates with just clicking their abilities. Which is also something that was back in 2008 when I was raiding in World of Warcraft, like big time. Clicking on abilities was a big no-no, and it's still kind of a big, like, has a stigma to it in the MMO community. But I mean, Final Fantasy 14 is so slow-paced. It is so slow. This game is very, very slow compared to most other MMOs. And a lot of it has to do with the fact it's designed for gamepads, consoles, people that live in, like, two different disparate parts of the world have mostly the same experience. It really gets into the game design. So I feel like if you're clicking on buttons, in this game, it matters so little. Like, as long as you know where the buttons are and you can click on them responsibly, then you're fine. The APM is not very high. Particularly for healers. And, some other folks. Yeah, but there was a big stigma to it back in World of Warcraft. But I've seen people clear ultimates clicking their buttons. So, now I can't judge. Clearly you can do it. And it doesn't matter. If you can clear the best content, the highest, most difficult content in a game with that method, I feel like that legitimizes that method. Do I have a favorite Black Mage element? It says Tower Slayer in the chat. Fire. My favorite Black Mage element is fire. Yes, 100%. You have an idea? Okay. 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 Looking forward to hearing it. Or seeing it. You know that I can still see it. Yes, I can still see it. Yes, I can still see it, Sketch. You're, yes. What mage in your ultimate group clicks everything? Except Glare, which is a bind. It works pretty well for them. Yeah, exactly. That's precisely what I'm saying. The Black Mage main likes fire. That's a shocker. I don't need your sass, okay? Yeah, I've had some pretty cool Black Mage themed things that some folks have made for me. You all might remember that at one time, someone made a scarf with a Black Mage symbol on it for me, which I think was just amazing. I still wear it. I try not to wear it too much because it, I don't want to wear it out. But it looks great. It's like this black and white scarf with a Black Mage symbol on one end. Was that Crystal? No. I haven't seen her around for a long time. The name is escaping me. I also have this really cool Black Mage coaster. Don't stand in that. You're officially out of stuff to do pre-DT? Well, that's great, man. Congrats. I have a shirt that has ley lines on it. The text that says, "I will die as I lived inside my ley lines." Seems pretty accurate. Remember the coaster? I showed it off and you bought one from the Etsy store that night. I mean, it's great. I still use it. It's super high quality. It's right here in front of me. You have a Tombstone of Poetics one? Yeah, the ever important Tombstones of Poetics. Ever present, will always be in the game. We have a Poetic Tombstone too. Why? I don't know. That's a great question. Why do you have a Poetics Tombstone? Do you like them that much? I don't know how they decided on the Poetics being the one that's around forever. They probably just needed to make a decision at one point, and that's what they landed on. When did Poetics... When were they first introduced? Was that the currency back when you were doing, like, Oils of Bahamut or something? Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out... Was it the first one that they did, and that's why it just always remained? So they just converted everything down into that Tombstone currency? You miss SB Square Tomes. Stormblood Square Tomes. Oh, got it, yeah. Oh, maybe we'll get some cool ones in Dawn Trail. They'll make some neat, like, triangular ones. Alright, this is the place where the tank gets beat up bad, so I need to keep an eye on him. The Avengers, the Death Machines, they're all super, super bad news. It's angular on... Oh, they showed it already. We already know the shape of the tombstones. Angular on one end and curved on the other. Got it. Hey, Rune, thank you for the compliments. I should probably just, like, shield everybody. Yeah. I should probably shield everybody. I'm too busy DPSing. So does this, like, not do anything aside from just making you small? You still do the same amount of damage, right? Now I'm small again. The debuff should say, movement speed and damage dealt is reduced while damage taken is increased. Got it. It doesn't feel like you deal less damage, or maybe you do, I don't know. Whatever. Just gonna press Panheima here so that I can feel like I've accomplished something. Yeah, the tank is just going at it. I love it. Nice. Now we're level 84. Fantastic. 800 to 1000 damage less when you're shrunk. I mean, it feels like it. Yeah, that's actually a lot. That's actually a lot. Because my damage is only like 6,000. So what you're saying is, if I'm dealing 1,000 less, then that's 15 to 18%, something like that. Feels the same to you because I am naturally very small. Thank you, Sketch. Yeah, you're probably right. Feels the same to me because I am just a tiny little dude. Such a cool area. I love this area of this dungeon. Oh, that guy's just going off. I love it. He's pulling everything up here. Aha, I see. I see. That's pretty clever. And if you pull those guys down there, then you can just pull everything up to the top. Just by looking over the edge. This dungeon is your favorite of the expansion? I can see that. It's a good one. I like the Tower of Babel, or the Tower of Zot. Sorry, this is the Tower of Babel. I like the Tower of Zot as well. But primarily because it's the first dungeon in the expansion, and it is frickin' insane. The mechanics on the bosses are just really fun to experience. Eudosis was 5.1k while shrunk and 6k while not shrunk. Favorite dungeon in Endwalker is Felled Port of Troya. That one's good. That's the one with, or I forget what his name is. Scar or something. Scaramilio? Is that his name? There we go. There's always one person that goes to the other side. Listen, buddy, I'm not healing you from there, okay? You're on your own. You got bloodbath? You better. You wish Anima was a trial and not a dungeon boss? Same. I really do. I feel like they didn't really it's just a different experience when it's a dungeon boss. And it doesn't do the individual any kind of justice to turn them into a dungeon boss. Like Kael'thas. Kael'thas is the canonical example of that happening. It's like, oh yeah, he was a dungeon boss, 40-man dungeon boss, or I don't know, I guess that was 25 at the time. And he was amazingly cool and had all kinds of kick-ass mechanics and was super, super hard. Not very many people killed him, and they turned him into a dungeon boss after that, and he's just weak, pathetic, gross. Worst boss in the game. It was so sad seeing him in that, in that way. God. After having gone through the raid, the actual raid, to go back and to see him like that was just so depressing. He tried his best. He just wasn't up to snuff, man. I feel like Tempest Keep was more than a setback. Who are we talking about? Kael'thas. He was the final boss of the Tempest Keep raid in World of Warcraft. It turned him into a 5-man dungeon boss after that. Presumably to give other people that couldn't get to him in the raid a chance to experience him, right? Like, because he was a pretty canonical big dude in Warcraft 3, and I think everybody had I think it's reasonable to say that everyone had an interest in seeing how his story ended, so locking the fight behind a 25-man, a very difficult 25-man fight, was probably not the best. But at the same time, it just didn't do him any service, any favors. It was just so sad. Anyway, the original topic was we were talking about Anima being a 5-man dungeon boss versus a trial. And yeah, I agree. I feel like there's certain things that should just be trials. Like, why not make more trials? Unless they can only design that many. This transition phase was cool, but imagine what it could have been. Yeah, exactly. Just imagine. Imagine. Then they turned Ner'zhul into a 5-man boss. The actual freaking Lich King, they turned him into a 5-man boss in Warlords of Draenor. I was so pissed. I was like, you take the Hollow Eye Clan guy, whatever his name is. I can't even remember what his name is. You take him and you turn him into a raid boss. But Ner'zhul, you make a 5-man dungeon boss? What's wrong with you people? Tried out WoW Retail December of last year. That was an interesting experience. It dumped you straight into BFA after Tutorial Island. Wow. So wait, did you not have any idea what was going on? At some point, you're carrying around all this baggage of lore, right? Like, how many expansions do they have? How many leveling experiences can you go through? At least a dozen at this point. It's a lot. So, I don't know. Expecting somebody to go through Vanilla and TBC and Wrath and Cataclysm and Pandaria and whatever came after Pandaria, Legion, and then BFA. Like, expecting someone to go through all of that, I don't... At some point, you have to say, the rest of this stuff is optional. Here's what you need to get caught up. Go have fun. The War Within will be the 12th expansion. Wow. If we count Vanilla as the base. BFA is the normal leveling experience now, unless you do time walking, which allows you to travel to level in other expansions. That's pretty interesting. It's pretty good. Speaking of the Tower of Zot, let's do that. Or be like Final Fantasy XIV and force you to do all of it, or pay to skip it, right? I mean, you can pay to skip it. But yes, if you're playing the game as a new player, the default expectation is that you go through everything. All the expansions, all the story, all the cutscenes, hours and hours and hours and hours of cutscenes. All of the post-release content that they make, which some of it is not great. I'm looking at you, ARR. I can't believe that's line of sight right there. There's like a little ledge that's barely perceptible, but that prevents you from healing the tank. Alright, Tower Slayer. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great night. See you next time, okay? Dawntrail would be the best choice, obviously, since it's the start of a new arc. Yeah, I agree. I agree. If you wanted to make the rest of it optional, now's the best time to do it. If you're a new player, starting with Dawntrail and skipping everything and just going right into Dawntrail is probably the safest bet. Although, given their history, there is a non-zero chance that the ancients will show up in some capacity in Dawn Trail, and will be used as an excuse for something. Because my goodness, first it was all the Alligans, now it's all the ancients, and it is like, come on. I'm done with them. Please. Just... They were fine in Shadowbringers. They've had their time in the sun. Can we not talk about them anymore? That would be fantastic. But they just keep doing it. Keep bringing them up. I want to go back to the Alligans being like some kind of awesome, mysterious, highly technological civilization that was just like used to explain everything. I liked that far better than inserting the ancients into literally every aspect of the game. Remember in the 6.x MSQ, there was a random bit where all the Scions were reintroduced. I'm not surprised. They're like, hey, remember all these fine folks? How about that Urian Jade guy? Pretty trustworthy, right? Looks like a pretty cool dude. What was 6.x? Which expansion was 6? Six is Endwalker. Okay. Yeah, because you might have forgotten who the Scions are. Between Shadowbringers and Endwalker. You might have forgotten. Because the Shadowbringers, they were all like asleep for half of the expansion. Yeah, I'm ready for some new lore. I'm ready for some fresh, hot off the presses lore, man. Cool new things. Let's get that. I'm ready. I want it. And that Sokka's enjoying his beach vacation in the new world? Yeah, maybe. We know aliens are a thing. Let's see some aliens. Well, it depends, because with the way that they describe the effects of the Endsinger, aliens might not actually exist anymore. The inhabitants of Eorzea, I'm sorry, the source and all of its reflections might actually be the only life forms in the entire universe. But, you know, I'm sure there's a way around that. I wish there was a way for me to tell, like, which abilities they're using that are big AoEs that require me to use shields, like AoE shields, beforehand. That'd be so cool, man. Oh, that's right. This is thunder. This is fire. Although, we just got the ability to tell what's magical damage versus physical damage, so I feel like it may be just one step at a time. One step at a time. Yeah, as dead as anything in the game, exactly. I'm sure they'll bring it back. Or there'll be something. But yes, at the Medion is dead. I think they were pretty clear about that, but I'm not 100% sure. Alright, so Thunder 3 there, we've got Blizzard 3 there, we've got Bio 3 here. If Xenos ever shows up again, you will uninstall. Xenos is there in spirit. with Zero. Zero is Xenos' spiritual child, and is now part of the story, so every time you see Zero, you can think about Xenos. Want to see Medion come back with Xenos and Dawn Trail? Yes, dude! Oh my god, let's go! That's good storytelling right there. The CEO of Sadness murdered them all? Oh, you're right. That was the wrong person, but whatever. Hey, you got a shield now. Enjoy it. Feel like we're not going to see Zero for a while. Yeah, they kind of wrapped up that storyline. And they just basically said, okay, Zero's going to go off and do some stuff. And we might go back to the 13th and periodically interact with Zero, but I think that part of the story is probably done. What did they ever do with what's-his-face? The Warrior of Light from the 13th, whose name I can never remember. It's like really long and complicated. He was in Endwalker for a bit. Not Endwalker. Shadowbringers. He was in Shadowbringers for a very short period of time. Is he just chilling on the first now? Is that just all he does? He's on vacation over there? Unu Kalhai, that's it. Yeah, that's his name. That guy. We love Zero? Oh, okay. Well, as long as we love Zero. Man, that tank just got his face beat in. I don't know what hit him, but dude was at like... He was just fine, he was just fine, and all of a sudden he's at like 10k hit points. It's pretty great. I think it's those big guys. The Zot Hypertunes? I'm pretty sure that they're like... ass beat. Big ass beat. You want some of the Scions to retire? Sure, introduce new ones. Why not? Mix it up a little. They might do a whole 13th expansion? Maybe, maybe. And the reason I say that is because we haven't done any lore or any kind of like big questing on the 13th yet. But it's, for me, the 13th is the same exact story as the first, and everybody knows that they're never gonna explore the first, like make it more than it already is. Or maybe they will. I don't know. I can't say never, but the odds of that are very low. I hope they do, because that would be pretty cool, right? Like a whole expansion based on exploring new areas and planets that are like reflections of the source. So they're like similar, but not quite the same. That'd be a cool little concept, but I doubt it. I don't know why I feel so strongly about that, but I'm almost positive there won't be that for at least, I would say, maybe 10 years. Maybe in the next story, they'll do that. You think Urianger, Y'shtola, and Thancred's arcs are pretty much resolved? They just need to find their way back to the first. And then they can chill with Reen and Gaia forever. Yeah, exactly. That's right. I'm sure Urianger misses his little cabin, right, with the fairies. Shoot, what's this one? Maybe an expansion where we're working on fixing both the Thirst and the 13th. We use one to fix the other. That's what they did! That's how the story ended. In that patch. I mean, maybe we explore how we do it, because they kind of left that bit a little bit up in the air, right? Yeah, but what you said is the whole idea. The 13th isn't fixed yet. Well, neither is the 1st. Although, I was a little upset about that, because it was like, what the hell was the point of all of the Eden stuff? Because I thought the whole point of doing Eden was to fix the 1st. And they were like, oh yeah, look, the 1st is recovering, and eventually all of this like, light, primordial light is going to go away. And it'll recover. And then at the end of Endwalker, they're like, well, actually, now it's going to recover, because we did more stuff on top of that. I was like, what? Seriously? I thought the whole point of doing that raid tier was to like, enable them to recover the 1st in the first place. But obviously the whole point of that raid tier, I misunderstood, was just to introduce Gaia as a character. I mean, that's not a bad thing, but still, I felt kind of robbed when I got to that part. Like, I worked damn hard to make sure that we recovered all this extra ether and yada yada yada, fought all these bosses and stuff, and I had to fight Shiva, and Shiva was a pain in the ass. And now you're just telling me that all we had to do the whole time was eventually just wait. Get introduced to a whole different, you know, edgy goth girl, and then go save her planet instead? That's all it took? They're waiting for the expansion. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you're right. My bad. They should just make it mandatory for the MSQ at some point. All I'm saying is, they don't even talk about it. They don't even, like... Usually, if there's something that occurs in the raid tier that's necessary for you to understand the story, they will give you a bit of background and say, this thing happened. Right? They didn't even mention it. It wasn't even, like, a thing. They just said, oh, now we've got this other MacGuffin, and this MacGuffin's gonna fix it way better. It's just gonna fix it. So, you know, there's no, like, actual thing there. It was pretty disappointing for me. Man, this guy is again... But then again, I already know these guys. These guys just kick ass. Basically, you just blow all my cooldowns and hope for the best. Until the DPS can kill stuff. Anyway, I was a little bit mad. As you can tell. I was upset. You guys can't even keep your own lore straight. What the hell? Yeah, this pool is something else. These Zot rotors, the Zot rotors are ridiculous. The Colossi are ridiculous. There's like 3 of them in those packs, and your tank just gets beat up. I think my Astrologian actually had a tank or 2 die on those pulls because it was just that much damage. We misremembered Leviathan with 2 heads for some reason. Yeah. We remembered Leviathan with 2 heads. We remembered that Titan could turn into a car. and was actually like 3 different versions of himself. I thought that was pretty great. That Shiva and not Shiva was a girl, right? But not in the way that we expected. We remembered that Garuda and Ifrit merged together into some kind of super monster. That was pretty cool. That's probably one of my favorites. The super monster Garuda Ifrit combo. I don't know why I just disgraced it there. Not sure what that did. And all of that was for nothing. It was all for nothing. Oh my god, Delta Attack looks so freaking cool in this game. I mean, they don't call it Delta Attack for obvious reasons, but I love it. Oh, Giga Dead, okay. Might be able to Agero this guy before I have to move. Let's see. Nope. I just got my Delta Fire. That's fine. Or Thunder. Garuda Ifrit were so cool. Only the arena wasn't the worst. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. The whole like Ifrit soccer thing, that business was a little bit weird, but it was still pretty fun. I actually enjoyed all of the like summoned monsters. Rama being a horse guy. It was all just kind of like weird crap. You know? Oh, we got her. Nice. Then we had the big Gunbreaker fight, where we fought the giant Gunbreaker. That was fun too. They did a good job with the Eden Trials in terms of boss design. I enjoyed them. I did. The only one that I didn't like was E8S. I thought E8S was just a giant pain in the ass. Just a bunch of, like, seemingly just very frustrating mechanics. Yo, we're level 85. I got enhanced healing magic. Anything good? Not really. Red on red on red on red. Oh, the arena, yeah. The color scheme for that. I thought we'd pilot Eden straight into the 13th like a war tank. Oh, man. No, that would be something. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Bringing light to the darkness. The 13th isn't fixed? Okay, yep. It's not. It's exactly the same situation as the first in that case. In that regard, I should say. No, GG's, Sulu. Appreciate that. Had a fun time. We left Reen with a memoriam with the essence of Zodiark. She's probably going to figure out a way to fully fix the empty. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. The savage fight that made them put damage downs on everything. Yeah? Yeah, well, I mean, savage fights are like damage down roulette. That was like ugh. I really enjoyed E2S. I thought E2S was super fun, except for those stupid little demon guys, the little eyeballs. Do you remember those things that flew out? And they would give you the damage downs, like towards the end of the fight. Those were the worst. The worst. Ugh. You like E11S because it was very easy to meme on the voice lines in the same way. With Nidhogg saying, I am named Kyle. Yes, exactly. Fatebreaker was fun. I liked Fatebreaker, but yeah. What was it he said? I used it as a subscription announcement for a while. Something along the lines of you will not escape or something like that. I only did E9 and E10 at 80. After they were unlocked. Endwalker was the first time you did a full raid expansion on content. Nice, Duke. Nice. Hope you enjoyed yourself. You like the ideas behind P8 and P12? I think P12 was much more tractable than P8 is. P8S was entirely way too long. They could have cut off like 2 or 3 mechanics easily and still had a solid fight that wasn't 15 minutes. Rather have damage downs than body checks. One person dying wipes the entire group. But if one person gets a damage down, sometimes it wipes the entire group because you don't meet the DPS check. So it's almost as bad. I should say it might actually be worse because then you have to wait longer to see if you're going to meet the DPS check or not. And then everybody dies to the enrage. The little E2S guys. Yeah, those guys. You don't meet the DPS checks, but you get to practice mechanics. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. You're not going anywhere. That's it. Yes. Yes. You're not going anywhere. I guess that's why ultimates are designed the way they are. Because that's exactly what ultimates do. If one person dies, then everyone dies on the next mechanic. For the most part. Like there's some parts of ultimates where it's like designed to give you a little bit of downtime so you can recover. But usually if one person messes up, the whole thing just explodes in the next 5 seconds. Well, we got Vanaspati unlocked. Let's go do that. You're expected to play to the highest strengths and abilities. Yeah, sure. What that does is it makes it so you have to spend more time getting to mechanics. Like, You go, and then you die, and then you go, and then you die, and then you go, and then you die, and then you go, and then you die. And that's effectively what that does. It just draws it out. It makes the learning curve process take a lot more time.
I could do them no harm.
Are we tanking? What are we doing? Why is everybody taking damage? I mean, you could argue that that's just the way that ultimates are supposed to be. Like, yeah, we're supposed to just go and die over and over and over again. But that's also what makes them take like months of time to learn. I feel like in my definition, saying you have to play to the highest degree, and then saying something like, well, you have to execute the mechanics. I'd be okay with executing the mechanics perfectly for 14 minutes or 15 minutes or 18 minutes or whatever how long they take these days. Being you play to the highest degree. Rather than just dragging out the learning curve. Because that's really all it does. It just drags out the learning curve. That's why for like the first fights in all the raid tiers are designed the way they are. I think Chaos is a great example of this. Chaos is such a good example. Because on Chaos, this was what, 08? No, 09S? Chaos is divided up into two halves. That fight, right? And it's random which half you will see first. Which means that even if you fail repeatedly, you will at some point get the ability to practice the second half of the fight, right? It'll become the first half sometimes, then you can just do that and learn a bit faster. But yeah, it's like when you add more death, like reliance on people being in the right spot to soak up all this stuff, because that's usually what they do. In order for people to die, they'll say, okay, well, if this one person isn't here to soak up this one mechanic, then everybody else gets hit with his giant AoE. If you just do something like that, then it just makes what would normally take hours to learn, take days to learn. Because you only have so many times you actually get up to that part of the fight. Chaos is the best first floor fight in the game. Yeah, it really is. I think it's super well designed. Even if you don't like the mechanics, I think it's really hard to argue that the way it's designed is like really good for helping people learn the fight and introduce them to that way too. This dungeon had a black mage that would refuse to cast Fire 4 because it took too long to cast. Yeah, it takes too long to cast. That's right. Obviously. You never cast long cast time spells in this game. It's either instant cast or, 1.5 seconds. Anything that black mages use that takes longer than that, you just don't use because it's useless. It's not even close to being as good. '07 had good variations too. I didn't do '07. I'm dead. I'm not dead. Haha. Get wrecked, sucker. Well. Used my Eucrasia on the wrong guy. Used it on myself. Well. Hell. Don't get hit by that. There's so much telegraph time on those mouths. There's no excuse. Look at you, Black Mage. Why am I spamming doses? Losing so much damage with the cast time? Yeah, right, exactly. Wow, it's really inefficient. At least with the Ice Mage you can use AoEs. This person did not use a single AoE, not even foul. What do you do in that situation, chat? I know what I do in this situation, but what would you do in that situation? I'm quite curious. You leave? Okay, that's one way to do that. Wait, was 07 Guardian? Is that what 07 was? It was, okay. Yeah. So Guardian was pretty well designed too from that regard. From the perspective of learning mechanics, right? Because you have to deal with everything, and sometimes you have to deal with the hard stuff first, and that gives you a chance to learn it. Although Guardian also had things like, did it have like a plague mechanic or something like that? It was a little bit weird. I know it was a real big toughie for a lot of people. That fight. That design paradigm is what they've been doing a lot of recently. Good. I think that's probably one of the best ways to get people familiarized with a raid tier and to learn to fight quickly. Oh, I don't have any more Adder Sting? Damn. Virus, that's it, yeah. Virus. I think you have to like pass it around to people to reduce its potency or something like that. Eventually it would expire. I don't know, that whole mechanic really confused me. Because I didn't learn that fight. So when people told me about what it was, it always seemed like it was far more complicated than I think it was actually supposed to be. Never try 12. T2? Never try T2. What is T2? Turn 2 from coil. No. I mean, I did coils. I don't remember what turn 2 is. You'd have to remind me. Because I think T1's Twintania, right? I think I've only done them like twice. Yeah, I don't remember that. Is that one of the ones that was like you had to fight a bunch of trash or something? Dude, how are these things hitting him so hard? There's only 2 of them left. Oh, I know, he's just not using his ability. That must be it. Twintania was T5? Oh, my mistake then. You can see how much I was involved in that. Virus had elegant rot at the end of it? Oh, I see. Leave and take the penalty and report them for playing mediocrely. Wow, damn. People are so savage. Report them. Report them for not pressing their buttons in Final Fantasy XIV. Wow. That's something. Damn it. Again? Man, that happened to me last time. The same thing. I got in the little thing, didn't get the debuff in time for it to actually prevent the mechanic. Because it takes forever. It takes like 5 seconds for that debuff to actually apply. Yeah, no kidding. Like, my goodness. I feel like I gave that plenty of time, but obviously not. Yeah, kids, where do you think you're going? They're like half dead running away from me, so they're not in range of my heals. Get out of here. It's weird how delayed the bubble is. I feel like that's a pretty egregious thing. I don't know if every mechanic is that bad, but that one's pretty bad. I don't know why it's so delayed as it is. The mechanics from Coils are easier to execute than some modern dungeons, but they kill you if you fail. Yeah. Muznik, thank you for that raid. Welcome everybody from Muznik's chat. How's it going tonight? Hope you're having a great time. A great evening. How was your stream? Welcome everybody. If this is your first time here, I'm the Sharply Dressed Man. We're playing some Final Fantasy XIV, doing some sage leveling. Hope you had a good stream. Deep Rock Galactic. Oh, nice. Welcome, Raiders. How's Season 5? Of DRG. Pretty good. They let you switch seasons for cosmetics now? Oh, that's interesting. So you can like play a different season if you want. So you get cosmetics that you missed. That's neat. Where's our Dragoon? want to work on a previous season, you are free to do so. That's actually really nice. That's a great quality of life improvement. It doesn't interfere with matchmaking in any way. It's great. And those guys over there at Coffee Stain have really like solid mechanics, I gotta say. Their game design is top tier. Die. Is our Dragoon taking a call from Zack Snyder, do you think? So, yeah, I'm taking the call to be the next Batman, exactly. Ask him. I said it in chat. We'll see what they say. This is a valid. Wait, we're reporting somebody for playing mediocrely. This is a valid report reason according to the TOS. Is that real, Strawberry, or did you just meme that into existence? DPS is damage per second. If it takes more seconds to cast, it must deal less damage. It's true. Yeah, instant cast spells are by definition really high DPS. Yeah, one of these days we'll get the past season rewards from PvP. Those rewards are fresh this season. If they aren't playing to a standard, then you can get reported for it. So like intentional feeding from League of Legends, right? If you're inting, you can get reported for that. So if you're intentionally playing the game poorly, you can get reported according to the TOS. That's wild. That's actually wild. I mean, and then they talk about DPS meters. And somehow that's against the TOS. Sorry guys, my DPS isn't up to standard. Get reported. Intentional throwing, yeah, exactly. They're inting. I wish they at least told us their plans for past season PvP rewards rather than just please look forward to it. Yeah, but you know the people at Final Fantasy XIV. You know the devs. They like to play those kinds of things really close to the vest. They don't like to give out details. And I know the reason for that. It's because then they can't be held to those details. Wait a second, are those pants just happen to match what I already had? Or did they just come dyed blue? Wait, what? I mean, my pants previously were white, right? It just happens to match my outfit? That's crazy. Alright, well, that's good. What happenstance? Can you start the votes? Let's see. How do I do that? How do I vote to kick somebody? Vote dismiss commenced. Party menu? Why is it not just a right click on somebody's like thing? Boom, vote to kick. Are they afraid if it was made easier to access, people would do it more often? Is that why? Where's the party menu? What the hell? Why is it? Is it O? I have to go to this screen and right click on somebody and vote dismiss from here instead of just clicking over here and vote dismissing from there? What? How does this UI make any sense? We did have to replace the DPS, so hopefully it wasn't going to be that bad. Yeah, we were trying to kick him, but we had to wait. There was like a cooldown to kick him. Yeah, maybe. Maybe they want to hide it in this screen instead of just over here because, like, if you right-click on it, it's the exact same options. View adventurer plate, view search info. The only thing that's missing is vote dismiss. Okay, here's another complaint of mine. There's a lot of times in this game where you have to, like, shoot. Damn it, it's the opposite. You have to choose a symbol, like they just put a symbol on you with no explanation, right? But like, here's a symbol, and do you do the opposite of what the symbol says, or do you do the same of what the symbol says? It's like you've got 3 seconds to make up your mind. Which is it? Was it this? It's the opposite. Damn it, I did it twice in a row because I'm sitting here talking about things. It's fine. Everything's okay. Anyway. I was just doing a raid where you had to be in the opposite thing. And they don't tell you. They're just like, here's your symbol. Is it the same or is it the opposite? It's the same, right? Be in the same one? Get knocked back to O? I don't fucking know, man. I'm gonna die from all of these mechanics. Yep, it's the opposite. It's the opposite. Shit. The Evil Easter Raid is a good example of this. Yeah, I just made the same mistake 3 times in a row. Because I was too busy talking about how awful that mechanic is. It's like, here's a symbol. Do you do the matching thing or the opposite thing? Which is it? You have to remember whether you're follow or defy. Yeah, that's fine. I think that's actually okay. Because that's the way that's designed. Follow or defy. But there's no indication of whether or not you need to match the thing or go the opposite of the thing. That's my big complaint. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's the other. And there's really no way to tell, based on what it is, whether or not you're doing it, like, if it's going to be the same or the opposite. I really don't like that. Like the part of the e-release rate example particularly, I think that's okay to say if you're supposed to like do what he tells you or not do what he tells you. The problem is sometimes it's not clear how to do what he tells you and how to not do what he tells you. Like when he says run away, how do you not run away? Do you just stand in place or do you move towards him? And sometimes it's like, well, I would do one, and then I would get it wrong. And then I'd have to, and by the time I did the fight again, I would forget, like, am I supposed to do this or that or whatever? Yeah, I think you're supposed to run towards him. Why'd you get out of your ley lines? Why are you... Huh. I mean, it's very obviously safe. That's pretty funny. It's like he's just standing next to me. Also, it kind of bugs me when black mages don't use surecasts. They just take the knockback. It's like you're losing. You don't understand. You're losing DPS. Just get in position and then surecast so you don't get the knockback. Otherwise, you have to do some weird time matching BS so that your instant cast covers the time that you're actually moving. Didn't even go back into my ley lines. I know, I was very confused. What's going on here? Yo, that was a really clutch shake it off. Nice job. I have no room to talk about anybody being on any kind of struggle buses. I'm talking specifically about, like... Here, I'll just do this. No, don't get knocked back! Oh god. I'm talking specifically about, like, using your ley lines to control your spell timing. That's really it. I failed the same mechanic 3 times in a row and died and caused my party to wipe, so I really don't have any room to talk about that. I'm just really glad he decided not to use an ability there before the AoE went out. Because man, I have seen people do that and it is so sad. Alright, I have to eat this knockback, so you're all on your own. Did you see the size of those shields? That was a Shake It Off plus a AoE shield. That was fantastic. Please be triangle. Yeah, we did it. Good job, team. I was just surprised. I'm like, you dropped your ley lines and then you just stood right next to them. You got out of them and then you stood next to them when you realized it was safe. Maybe they're cooking with an instant cast Uniglossy Fire 3 or Thunder. Yeah, the thing is, it's always safer to use your just use your Surecast there because you have to have your GCD like right there, right? Your GCD has to land when they cast the knockback so that your next spell is your instant cast spell, and then that needs to last long enough so that when you stop moving, you're ready to start casting your cast time spells again. You might have 2 or 3 instant casts lined up. Yeah, you're right. There might have been that. Who knows? But in that case, you might need those later. I kind of want to do Tower of Zod again. Well, we're not going to. It's a gamble. That's right. Or maybe you just know instinctively how long your GCD is and when that knockback is going to happen. It does a bad job of telling you what you're supposed to do the first time. You have to hover over the small debuff, which I tend to miss the first time around. Yeah. Requiring somebody to hover over a debuff and read a tooltip in the middle of a fight is not great design. It's just not. It's just not good design. Especially, no, Final Fantasy XIV is like notorious for this too, because that's how they design a lot of their Savage mechanics. And Ultimate mechanics. Like, Leviathan. Let's talk about Leviathan Savage, for instance. You know? We're gonna go all the way back to Eden. When he does Tsunami, right? And there's like a million debuffs that get applied to you. You're supposed to stop what you're doing, hover over the debuff, read the tooltip so that you understand what's about to happen when that debuff expires, so that you can then react to it later. Or, let's go back to Omega, right? Hello World, that's a great example. He uses Hello World and you get like 15 different debuffs, right? And some of them expire at this time, some of them expire at that time. You have to create like a list and then figure out which ones expire when, and to figure out what to, like, who needs to be where at what time, and there's explosions, and that's just like, I'm not a fan. I understand that's how the game is designed. I am not a fan of having to sit there and like take screenshots of my tooltips in the middle of the fight so I can go back to that later and figure out what the mechanic was. I think all of that should happen maybe in some kind of like fight breakdown that says, here's what the boss is, here's all the abilities it does. Good luck. I don't see how making it locked into tooltips adds any kind of value to the fight, or is useful as a design element at all. But that said, this is a fun dungeon. I'm done complaining. I think that's what World of Warcraft does, actually. I think they actually have like a description of what the boss is before you even go to the boss. You can see every mechanic that it has. Even all the different phases of the fights. Now, I'm not entirely sure I like that either, but it's definitely better. Music here is a jazz rendition of the Sastasha theme. Is it really? I didn't know that. Never even attempted Mythic, so I don't know if they have that there as well. Yeah, I don't know if they have it for every difficulty. Now that you mention it, there's like a million difficulties in World of Warcraft, so it might be different depending on which one you're doing. So the last time I played the game, Heroic and Mythic difficulties are basically the same, except that one hit harder. Are they different now? Do they have different mechanics that they do? Is that a thing? Mythic has a couple more mechanics now? Oh, that's interesting. I know it was that way for Raid Finder. I know Raid Finders sometimes had mechanics, or didn't have mechanics, that the more difficult ones did. But for a long time, it was just bigger hits. Not different mechanics. Bigger hits, more damage, things like that. Some mechanics are just faster and hit harder, but on top of, there are also some new ones. Got it. Got it. On top of that. Still as damage spongy as ever. I'm trying to think about like what my experience was. Did I ever consider World of Warcraft to be damage spongy? I could say you'd say that. So it's more punishing if you make mistakes. When you say damage spongy, can you give me an example? Why are the 12 so hot? They're gods. Gods are hot. That's just the way it is. Even Hephaestus, the ugliest of the gods, was like amazingly handsome by mortal standards. Is there a way to tell where this is gonna land before it actually goes off? I always just stay in the same spot and deal with it, I guess. Oh god. Well, I hope some people actually group up. We did. We did group up. Great. I'm not dead, so I think that's a pretty big win. Yeah, I think, yeah, once it starts to slow down, you can basically figure out where the thing is going to be. I mean, as soon as it starts, is there a way to tell? Oh, it started in this position, so it's going to be this. Or does it not do that? This guy gets a damage buff if you defeat his buddy, right? I don't see any buffs on him. Wow, that bleed hits hard. What the hell? Oh, there it is. Yeah, he gets a damage up buff. Damn. Yeah, that bleed is insane with that damage buff. Like, what the hell? It's like easily half of my party's hit points on everybody was being hit by that blade. I put up a shield, which I expected to last, and I looked up again, it was completely gone. Have I seen Hephaestus in Hades 2? I haven't. I haven't seen anything about Hades 2. I'm pretending like that game doesn't exist until it's released. Good luck in getting your Blackest Night proc there, buddy. It looks like it did. Well, I don't know. Did it fall off? Oh, this fell off. Used to have to beat them around the same time, but with power creep, now it doesn't matter. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure. Kill them. Everything's at 1 hit point. You please kill them. They're at least one of your favorite bosses in the second area. It's relatively simple, but it's a fun design that you adore. Well, Hades is an excellent game designed by an excellent studio, so I'm very excited to see how that game is like once they finally release it. Once it is released, I'm sure it's going to be great. Uh-oh. Damn, we all got hit by that. That's rough, dude. Unfortunately, it still has the same design problems you had with 1. But you know, overall people will like it. I'm curious what design problems you had with 1. What did you like about that game? Oh, almost moved out too soon. You almost got me, buddy. Oh, shit. Okay, it's fine. Oh, dude. I thought that red mage was so dead. I was looking at him, I'm like, oh god, I used the wrong spell there? I'm gonna feel so bad if you die. Hi the Cyclone. Alright, in. Oh, we're getting better. In Hades runs, your choices don't drastically change how you play as much as you would like. Got it. You don't like how most of the boons feel like they're the same. The weapons can be different styles depending on which you pick. But you make that choice at the start of the run. I see. So you would like it if there was more stuff mid-run? That was not what I wanted to press there. That, drastically changed how you play? There are certain things I would say that are pretty, build defining. Stop running around! Stop it. Isn't there an ability for the bow? Like a boon for the bow that makes it super, super strong, that it's only got, or does like 3 different, like, it makes it, like, it splits into 3 different arrows? I forget. I used to play a lot of Hades, but it's been a while. It has been a while. What do you want to swap to? Exclamation point Fantasia with an F. I'm glad you asked, because we have a command for that in this channel. Dude, this guy is getting pounded hard. What the hell? Oh god, don't kill me! You should become a male Hellsguard Rogadin. That's your future. Congratulations. That was the last bowl of the fight, or of the dungeon. That was not bad, I guess. Pretty straightforward. I guess there was only one really hard pull, which was that last one. That last pull was like ass beat. I don't know what is in there that's hitting the tank that hard, but damn. Between Blackest Night, Tarkul, and my shields, there's like nothing that gets through that. Stand here. Ooh. I'm trying to get into places where, like, this is a melee spot, actually. We're just gonna get 3 of them. Yep. I'm trying to get into places where I can hit everybody with all of my AoEs. That's actually really hard. Because the Dancer and the Red Mage want to be on opposite sides of the arena. Oh, I have the Sage movement ability. I totally forgot about that. Forgot about it again, I should say. Okay, so now we have to figure out which ones we want to stand on. Depends on what she does here. Stand over here. So everybody has a regen, so I can just chill for a minute. Should be fine. Need to get a shield on the tank. I think there's a tank buster coming up pretty soon. Yeah, that's right. You get a helmet, fixes the square nose problem. I mean, Rectangle Nose is not too far from what the Rose have. Ooh, I feel like somebody was just about to die there. It was really close to dying. Anything good? Not really. Not even close. Like maybe a tenth of a second away from death, I think, because that hand was just about to crash on them and kill them. Let's do one more. I want to do a trial. Looking forward to Fem Hrothgar in a week. You gonna make one? Want the face and hair combo that you were looking for. Then you'd be tempted to Fantasia temporarily. Just temporarily, huh? Uh-oh, Suzaku. Playing WoW recently has opened my eyes up to how much I really like the freedom that Final Fantasy XIV gives you with your HUD. Oh yeah. Yeah, Final Fantasy XIV, like there's no comparison. Final Fantasy XIV's the HUD configurability is light years beyond what is in World of Warcraft. And the reason for that is because World of Warcraft relies on mods to fix all of its problems.
Tenzin? Tenzin, 'tis I! Sheathe your sword, I beg of you!
Oh god. Was it double scholar? Or
You gave
sage?
me the strength to rise from the ashes!
Oh hell. Double sage. We're screwed. Alright, I need an answer from Sage Mans. If I have charges of Toxicon and charges of Phlegma, do I consume the Phlegma ahead of the Toxicon? Because it seems like I have to look at the potencies, and I don't have time to do that right now. But it feels like Phlegma does more damage than Toxicon. But Toxicon I think has like different fall-off ratios, so I'm not entirely sure. Charges of Phlegma equals get some medicine? That's a really good point, actually. Excellent point. You think use Phlegma first? It seems like you would. Because I think Phlegma does like way more damage, but I haven't looked at the potencies. I'm just looking at the damage numbers right now. Toxicon is nice from range, but does less damage.
Lose you again.
Got it. Oh, yeah, right. Phlegma has a really short range. I forgot about that. Okay, that explains it. So I should be prioritizing Phlegma if I am in close range. Otherwise, Toxicon. This Phlegma only has 2 charges anyway, so it's not like it takes a long time to get through that. Thank you, Zedric. This bit here was always fun when I was doing this as a black mage on content. Because basically if you didn't do this section right, it screwed up your damage for the rest of the fight. Like you were going for some like really high pars.
I will protect you.
Forget
I
it.
promise.
Oh, didn't do the dance right. Might as well just
Please, my
AFK.
lord, if only you would listen.
It's not that bad. I never really just AFK, but still. You know what I'm saying, right? Just die of embarrassment. I hate Ruthless Refrain, by the way. That ability is so sneaky. Super short cast time. Knockback on a platform that has no walls? Seriously? Who designs an ability like that? Oh, you're super dead. Why'd you die? Actually.
All I ever
Oh, he got knocked off?
wanted
Did he
was you and I
did he fall off?
to-
I think he fell off. Is there a knockback on that ability too? The kicks?
Hearken to my melody.
I think that's the first time I've seen anybody die to the kicks. Yeah, that wasn't just raw damage. You want to say someone walks into the hole? That happens. It's also kind of sneaky, right? Is the first one really just all of them as they're colored? That's actually pretty funny. I actually do love this fight. This is probably one of my favorite fights. It's such a good extreme trial. It's so much fun. The music's kick-ass too. The last kick you have to dodge because of how much it hurts. Oh yeah. She does like a charge up at the end, right? She does her Chun-Li lightning kicks and then she charges up.
Tenzin, please!
Alright, we need one person in that one over there. Oh, we're super dead. Oh, we're fine. We actually did it. I thought we were okay, or we're gonna die, but we actually did it. That one. Yeah, that big AoE. Right. The big AoE at the end. For some reason, I thought it was a little bit smaller than that.
We will wake you from this madness.
Ugh. Gotta say, double sage healing is a little bit weird. It is a little weird. It's manageable, but man, it's none of our shields overlap. All of our cooldowns are the same. None of them stack.
If it must be thus, then I'm glad. 'Tis you.
I think maybe a regen stacks? That's about it. Clemency? Don't you clemency yourself. Let's focus on not dying from that kick attack, man. The regens do stack? Alright, good. If there's anything in our kit that needs to stack, it's definitely the regens. Because none of the shields do. None of the mitigation does. Like the damage reductions. All that doesn't stack. Stinky WoW player? Listen, there's nothing wrong with enjoying different MMOs, okay? Sometimes you have to broaden your horizons. So you can figure out and have an informed opinion about what you like and you don't like in terms of gameplay. You love putting your ley lines between the two colors and slide casting between them. Yeah, that felt good, right? That felt really good. I actually quite enjoyed that. Let's do another trial. Hopefully it's not Suzaku again. I'm so fucking FF14 pilled. I heard the LB gauge filling up sound and thought it was a Q pop for the thing I'm queued for, and wow. God. Hey, you're right. I don't know if that makes you FF14 pilled or if it just means that you play too much of it. Wouldn't being FF14 pilled mean that you like you advocate for FF14's approach to everything? I don't think that's right. I don't think you do. I think you can be critical of Final Fantasy XIV's mechanics and things that they do that you feel like need improvement. Zodiark? Oh hell. Damn it. I did this boss one time. One time. At least there's a white mage as my partner this time, so I actually have some synergy. We'll also do that. If they want an MMORPG, the first thing I recommend is Final Fantasy XIV. That's the best MMORPG on the market. I mean, I don't disagree with that. I think that's actually true. I had to play WoW for years to enjoy Final Fantasy XIV gives. Imagine if I was happy when I tried to play Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, what? You're right. I don't know which of these gunbreakers is going to be the main tank, but I just put a shield on one of them. We're just going to cross our fingers and off we go.
And it will be beautiful.
Oh, this is... Wait, I forget. This is a different boss. I was thinking this was... What's his face? I did Zodiark a lot of times.
The marvels of circus were but playthings.
Am I going to remember what he does? Hell no. But I've done it before. I have to be up here. Yeah, I have to be over here. It's a triangular-shaped AoE. I remember now. Hey, got the right tank with my shields. Hell yeah, that feels good. This one's a square-shaped AoE, so you don't want to get close to it. I thought this was Zeramus for a second. Zeramus I've done one time.
Malice, become flesh.
Okay, right. These guys do different mechanics depending on what the monster is. Yeah, Zeramus is a long fight. It was a long fight in Final Fantasy IV too, to be honest, but still. It's particularly long in Final Fantasy XIV.
Will you live to see the end?
Yeah, I guess pushing that button right there would have been good. Oh, look at all that white mage healing. It's delicious. This is gonna be a triangle. No, it's a square. Hell. We're fine.
Soon my hold over Zodiark shall be complete. Mine, all mine.
I forgot about this phase. Where he fixes his gamer posture.
At last,
Actually stands up straight.
Become Zodiark.
You have a few bits missing there, buddy. I don't know if you know. You might want to fix that.
The natural order overturned. All in existence, bent to my will.
Is the tank like... Wow, the tank's a positioning god. Did you see that?
My life's work.
Not even
My
1 inch
masterpiece.
wasted there. I love it. I love it. That's fantastic. Clearly a black mage main. Dude, I don't know what the hell. Oh, that's right. I don't know what that is.
Oh, I've waited for this day.
Just kidding, yeah, I do. Oh, he's got the Leviathan blast. This should be safe here, right? I honestly don't. I don't know how to do these. I'm surprised I was able to do this in Extreme. Oh, naturally gifted. Done. So good at this game. Wow.
The great cataclysm, faithfully recreated. From broken skies fall tears of flame.
Should be safe here.
All shall burn.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's right. He puts all 3 of them up. I forgot about that. You have to actually look at all 3 of them.
Will
It's
you
not like one
live
at a
to
time.
see the end?
I don't know if you're gonna live to see the end. If you raise me, you might not make it in time to see the end. And okay, okay. This is totally doable. Are you kidding? I just used all of my frickin' heals. I just used all of my heals.
All in existence, bent to my will.
We just need a little bit more, we can get the healer LB. Just a little further and we can get that sweet, sweet healer LB.
Will you live to see the
Oh,
end?
this is, we're toast. Oh, wait. Where's the LB? Where's my LB button? Shit! It was close. It was really close. I don't have it on my bars. What the hell is that? Let me break.
I have no need for restraint.
Yeah, the Gunbreaker is going to solo it from 43%. Should be good. Do the old follow where everyone else goes strat? Well, the problem is there's a lot of people that are just getting hit by stuff. Especially, did you see that Leviathan one? Or I dodged it naturally because I'm very gifted. And, half the raid got hit by it?
The end has come.
He's
and
fine.
It will be beautiful.
Yeah, he did great. Is my chat hidden somewhere? It's behind my
The
camera.
marvels of circus were but playthings.
So yes, it's hidden. Safer that way for a streamer? Oh yeah. I had a really bad experience with not blocking my chat back when I was doing 09S.
Become flesh.
It was 010. It was 010. Anyway, doesn't matter which one it was. Somebody read the somebody in my party linked their Discord, and then somebody in my chat read the Discord link, went to their Discord and posted a whole bunch of like really, really bad stuff. I felt awful. Now, to be fair, that person also went to my Discord and posted a bunch of really bad stuff, but still, at the same time, I felt like this person didn't sign up for that sort of behavior, that sort of treatment. And it's just because I just happened to be in their party that they got treated like that. It's really
Will
gross.
you live to see the end?
You hate people like that? Yeah. The thing is, it's like, it just happens all the time. When it was actually really bad during Stormblood. I would have people in my chat doing all kinds of weird stuff constantly.
Shall be complete.
I think that's one of the reasons why I really wanted more mods, is because I had a really problematic chat, particularly during like the Siryu time frame, 011, 012. It was just really bad. It's a lot better now. I gotta say the chat has been very well behaved for the last couple of years. I haven't really had any big problems, but that's also probably because I'm a bit safer in how I stream.
At last, I am become.
That's why you took on the forever binding duty of a moderator. It's only as binding as you want it to be. I keep telling you this. If you ever don't want to be a moderator anymore, you just need to say it. And I will make that change.
The natural order overturned.
I think we have to stand in it, right? If we just stand in it here, then we're fine.
All in existence, bent to my will.
Yeah, easy. All in existence, bent to my will.
My life's work, my masterpiece.
Ooh,
How
ouch.
I've waited for this day.
That was big. There's a lot of damage the raid took right there. Alright, I think I want to stand here. It's like here-ish? Here-ish.
All in existence, bent to my will.
Boom. Look at that. Brilliant. Nice job, team. Nobody took damage. That is
The
shocking.
great cataclysm, faithfully recreated.
Okay, here we go. Time to not die on this mechanic.
From broken skies fall tears of flame.
I think it's the same every time, right?
All shall burn.
Sorry, I can't save you if you mess up
Will
3 times in a
you
row.
live to see the
I just
end?
can't do it. It's not possible. Please tell me that White Mage and I elected 2 different targets to heal, or to res there. I think we did. You son of a bitch, you did it again. It's fine. Everything's fine.
All in existence, bent to my will.
You get small enjoyment out of having a sword next to your name? Oh, really?
Will you live to see the end? I have no need for restraint.
Trimorphos exotericos. Oh god. Oh, that's easy. That's an easy pattern. Oh, wow. Okay, I think I stand right here. I think I stand here, and I think everything's fine. There's one standing up there.
All in existence, bend to my
That might be a
will.
little bit too far back. Oh no, I am perfectly positioned. So ideal. Everybody else was wrong. Wow.
Will you live to see
It's a
the
small
end?
amount of enjoyment I get out of that. Okay, Trimorphos. It's gonna be 3 of them. You want to be over here? I want to be here? I want to be over here. Nice job. Good work, team. You did it. Second time's the charm. Hey. Oh, damn it. I wanted to calm the other healer. Hell. God player? Yeah, that's right. That's right. When you have the courage to stand in the one spot where nobody else is and everyone else in the entire raid gets hit by the AoE, feels good, man. Gotta say. Feels pretty good. You're a Hell's Guard, Ro. Thanks, Fantasia Command. Glad I could help out. Strawberry's just locked at a desk somewhere, exactly. Handcuffed. You remember, people used to be so lazy they assigned a danger Dorito to someone for this EX trial. I mean, yeah. I can see why. Repair. Let's fix everything. So, being a row makes some of your glams look obnoxiously hilarious. It's kind of like being a Lalafell. Hides a lot of weirdness with glamour. Some things look only good on Lalafells because of the scale. Once you make the scale larger, it just doesn't work. Alright, chat. I'm going to bed. That's it for tonight. It's a quarter to midnight. It's time for sleep. We got to level 85. We are halfway to level 90. From level 80, anyway. We got, what? Like, a bunch of levels tonight. I feel pretty good about that. 3 levels? Something like that. We should be able to get to level 90 before the end of the week. It's not bad. It's a pretty good pace. Some glams look bad on Lalafells. Yeah, that's right. It is a two-way street. 100%. You are correct. The glamour is a dual-edged blade. Good night, Lazy. Good night, Sketch. Good night, Strawberry. Good night, everybody. Thank you all for joining. I hope you enjoyed tonight's broadcast. If you did, don't forget to follow here on Twitch or subscribe over on YouTube. I would love to see you all here again next time. There are my socials. Twitter.com/SharpDressTV is my handle over there. There's the Discord if you want to join with the community, discuss Honkai Star Rail, Final Fantasy XIV, any number of games that I've broadcasted in the past and know a little about. We have some people that are interested in those. And there's the YouTube if you want to see the rest of my content. And who doesn't want to see the rest of my content, right? Alright, folks, I will be live again on Thursday night at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time with some more Final Fantasy XIV, continuing this Sage push to 90. We're getting so close. We're getting so close to having all of our healers done, actually, which is great. That's not a situation I was expecting to find myself in just before the next expansion releases. But which is next Friday. I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait for the next for the whole Dawn Trail Friday thing. That's going to be a lot of fun. I'll be playing it later at night, usual time. Start right around 7:30, 8 o'clock. Go into the late hours of the night. I might go really long. We'll see, because it is a weekend. So anything can happen. Either way, folks, I would look forward to seeing you all again on Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. When does early access begin again? Next Friday. The 28th. Yeah. Until I see you all, have a great rest of your night. Have a fantastic Thursday. Good night, folks. Take care.